Hi guys, I just created this channel to share with you all my coming struggle in fighting obesity that I can't deny anymore that exists in my case. I got fat, simple as that, and my plan is to get back in shape within the next 12 months. Yes, 12 months. It's not gonna be a wonderful program or diet that takes 3 or 4 weeks or even 6 months. It will take 1 whole year for me to achieve my goal, assuming I will achieve it. I will document the whole process, so if you want to observe this and learn a lot about weight losing, please subscribe to this channel. Make sure you click on this notification bell, because without that YouTube will not be showing you my next videos. Like it of course, and share it with all your friends who struggle with their weight and could benefit from watching me trying to make a change. So just to give you idea how it's gonna look like, basically from today I will start my fight with my fat, and I'll be posting a lot of videos in which I'll be sharing with you what are my current thoughts about all that, what changes I implemented, what new things I've learned, etc. Videos will not be maybe perfect, a bit scruffy often, since I will not want to waste the momentum. You know, these moments you are ready to train, you're full of energy and eager to exercise. If I focus too much on setting up camera and lights and other equipment, then near the end I might not be anymore in the mood for training. And that's the last thing I want. So apologies in advance for all that. There will be not much editing too, because I want to share those videos with you on the go straight away. Now I'll share with you quickly my story, explaining basically why I look how I look right now, so you'll understand better where I'm coming from. Then I'll describe what is my plan for next 12 months, without going into details, because we will be talking about details in coming episodes in nearest future. At the end of this video, I'll tell you what is the first thing I'll do to start the whole process. And I think that first step I'm planning to do today is the most important one, crucial one. So make sure you will watch this video to the end. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a doctor and I'm not an expert on diet or trainings, so whatever you will see or hear in this video, treat as pure entertainment only, or let's say inspiration to start a change. But please don't follow what I do. For proper advice, go to people and institutions that are experts in those fields. So my story is probably pretty typical. I was born in the early 80s. I'm about to hit 40 now. Irrelevant fact, but just letting you know how old I am. So when I was a small kid, I was never fat, but not skinny in the same time. I remember always being shy to wear shorts when I was very young, because I thought my legs look fat. I was definitely not fat. It was just in my head that those thighs are fat. So basically, I never had trouble with being fat. Even now, I can still get away with not being classified as fat. I can still hide it. So that's the thing that was not really ever a problem for me. No one was ever calling me names, nothing like that. Before I forget, I just wanted to mention that in my family, my mom was always struggling with obesity since I remember. Though I must say, I know from photos that when she was in her 20s, she was actually regular size. I would even say she was pretty slim. I can't think about other members of my family that would be struggling with weight. My dad was and is regular size. Actually, my grandfather, that of my mom, was obese too. I think he died because of diabetes. So in the back of my head, there was always that thought that I might get fat at some stage. And I think I have some tendency towards being heavy, which obviously is visible now even more. When I was still a kid, I became a fan of those martial arts movies. Like many, I was a big fan of Jean-Claude Van Damme and other guys. For some, Patrick Swayze, for example, was dancing fella from Dirty Dancing. But for me, he was first of all Bouncer from Roadhouse movie, ripping throats apart from bad guys, and he was a fighter from other movie he made called Red Dawn. Uh, I didn't know and care about other movies he made till I was like 25. Obviously, those action movies inspired me big time to become fighter and bodybuilder. Back in the days, we had no money because Poland was just getting out of communism then. I was begging my mother countless times to pay for some karate classes for me, but we simply could not afford it. And nothing changed for years. I could not afford martial arts classes or gym or basically any other activity. So all I could do was to train home, some DIY way. And that did impact everything a lot, no doubt. If I would join sports club at young age, I'm sure I would develop good habits then and I would benefit from it today. And also I would be taught important basics that I was always lacking. For example, importance of warm-up before any physical activity. It would save me a lot of injuries. I would be corrected by others and I would not do exercise in correct way. Instead, I was doing whatever I saw in the movies, TV, or found in some books from library. You can't learn sports from books, obviously, or TV. It was all wrong from the beginning, all at very basic level. Anyway, for years I was doing various stuff home, mainly doing push-ups. Later organized some heavy, God knows what it was, that I used as a weight. I have even managed to learn to do split, and I did that on my own without anyone's help. With time, I was adding new exercises, and I must say, I got into pretty good shape. I was young, so that helped a lot. Most young people look healthy and athletic even when they don't train at all. So, big part of my look was simply the fact that I was still young. I did achieve some effects, but I definitely was doing most stuff wrong way. There was no structure there, no proper knowledge, no advice, no healthy diet. That's not the way it should be done. Again, I had no money. There was not much I could do about that. Apart from lack of money, I think there was also a lack of people around me to who could guide me somehow. First time I went to gym was when I was in high school, but I think in my head already there was that thinking that whatever I do is correct, good, because I achieved some effects. So I was not looking for any advisors, etc. I also didn't know how to ask for help and if asking is okay at all. Then there was the university and work combined, and I was not really. It was not really possible to do gym together with that. Eventually, I moved abroad. It took a good few years before I joined gym again. There was actually no gym around where I was living. It was not cheap also, and I had also no car, so that made everything difficult. Obviously, there was loads of excuses there, laziness, and so on. But I was actually continuing to train home. Like I could make 50 push-ups in one go, no problem. To make 20, 30 push-ups was not a problem for me ever. So I was in pretty good shape, I would say. I was working physically actually pretty hard, so there was no lack of other extra movements as well. I was walking to work for years also, so it was all good actually for years for my body. Things did start to fall apart around 4 years ago. The whole process probably did start earlier, maybe even 7 years ago. I think it was connected with getting old, and around that time I also seriously damaged my spine, my back, and I struggle with that damaged spine till today, big time. I'll probably tell you more about it one in one of the next videos. By the way, I damaged my spine at work when lifting really heavy gas bottle. Yes, gas is light, but bottles holding that gas are mad heavy. I was never trained to deal with lifting. Before I went also through back injury that happened at the gym, that I think was a pre-indicator of the proper injury that happened later at work. It really affected my life and my body big time, and I still struggle with that. Physio eventually put me back on the track, and after a long period I was finally able to go back to something that I could call normal life. I did start training again. In general, all was good again. Funny thing is that before 3-4 years ago, I had a whole year when I was fully controlling what I was eating. I was exercising basically every day. I was running a lot. Like I had my body under full total control. And suddenly it all fell apart 4 years ago, and till today it's a mess. And it was getting worse and worse every day. Probably I will talk about what happened 4 years ago in more details in future too. Basically, I moved houses, changed job, got another child, and I was simply getting old in all that. I'm not exactly sure why things went wrong way in terms of me stopping caring about my body. I will be thinking in coming months about that really hard and analyzing it, trying to understand all that. Not sure if I'll be able to find the answer, to be honest. Like around 2 years ago, I joined the gym again, and it all started to work for me again. But then I had tough accident where I broke seriously my arm. I actually rejoined the gym after a while when I got better, but I could see that I did start to eat much more food. And then lockdown came, gym was closed, and when talking about my body, it felt like the pilot just jumped off the plane. There was no control whatsoever, and here I am, fat as hell, breathing hard when walking up the stairs, and getting tired with any activity, doing zero sports for last whole year, just eating like pig. It's bad. It's really bad. I look in a mirror and I can see I'm in a fat zone now. It's early stage. It's early stage, but it's a fat zone for sure. I didn't mention yet that I'm a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. After cooling down with my martial arts, I became a big fan of bodybuilding. I was buying bodybuilding magazines, etc. Again, I'll be talking about that in details in future episodes. So you kind of know now a lot about my history. You kind of see more or less how I look right now as well. I will not show you my body because it looks horrible. Probably I'll take some pictures for myself and save them to be able to see the difference in the future, like next year. Hopefully I will not look worse. There's obviously a few things that made me to start what I'm just starting right now. Obviously I want to look good, to feel good and feel healthy. I don't want my kids to be ashamed of me. I want to look good for my wife as well, and she looks fantastic, and I look like crap. So that has to change. I also recently finally decided to start making videos for YouTube, and I don't want to look fat in those videos. I don't want that chin to grow bigger and bigger. Quite opposite, I want to look good. I mean, healthy most of all. I'll be making from this year few YouTube channels on various subjects, and I decided to create also this channel to force myself to lose weight. So this channel is more for me than you guys. I'm here with the hope that if I'll tell you that I will lose weight in 12 months, then I'll do it. That I will be committed to prove you that I'm man of my word. I'm hoping that if I'll make it public, I will not be able to escape from that commitment. I will not want to look like a fool, obviously. I strongly believe that that's what's going to happen, that I'll succeed for those reasons. I also think that this channel will become crazy popular since there's so many of us, like people struggling with controlling weight, looking for help basically. So as I said, this channel is more for me than you, but in the same time I think it will actually help a lot of people, that it will inspire a lot of people to make a change. So what's the plan? I think I'll tell you the exact details in my next video, but I'll tell you what's my first step that I just introduced while making this video. First thing I'll do is I'll start to eat less. Eat less. As far as I know, diet is 50-70% of success. And I know that from experience actually. I'll stop eating in the evenings. I'll stop using sugar from now on. I'll stop eating bread. I'll quit my favorite yellow cheese. That's gonna be a hard one, by the way. And I'll try to stay away from all bad food in general. I think that's the most important step one need to make if want to lose weight. Like eat less. To reduce food and start eating healthy. I can also tell you straight away that there will be a cheat day, a day that I will let myself eat whatever I want. Because again, I know from experience it's not possible, at least for me, not to have a cheat day. And when you control yourself all week, then you will not go too crazy on that cheat day, because you will not want to waste that all hard work that you did all week. So cheat day is good, cheat days okay. Apart from changing the diet, I'll start training, of course. Gyms are closed, so it's gonna be training at home again. Push-ups, squats, legs raising, running. It's going to be pretty basic. At some stage I'll go back to the gym, hopefully, and after one long year I'll be back in shape. And I can tell you straight away that this fight will never end. There are going to be ups and downs. There's going to be good year, a bad year on the way. I might be lucky and things might never fall apart again like they did recently, but because it did happen before, I can expect it might happen again. So I'll have to keep that in mind. Beginning for sure will be hard. Brain and body will be resisting. There will be muscle pains, mood changes, and stuff like that. It's not going to be easy. And I'll probably fail good few times on the way. But I think very important thing to remember is that when you fall from the horse, it doesn't matter. The fall doesn't matter. That fall is not a fail. Fail is if you will not get up and get on that horse again. It's really important to remember to not get discouraged by fail, to not think that we failed and there's no point to try again. Another thing is there's never too late to start. And it's not about becoming a bodybuilder, it's about becoming healthier and of course better looking. But it's not disaster that we have periods in our lives that we look bad and fat. It's not the end of the world. It's normal. But important is to not give up on trying to change it. I kind of gave up. I admit I have my excuses as well. I failed, but I want to get back on that horse. I know you found it all interesting. I'm sure I'll see you and many more in the next episodes. Trust me, every episode will be better and better. Thanks again for watching. Remember about that notification bell, because without this, YouTube will not show you my next video. Of course, subscribe, like it, and share this video. And for the record, I weigh right now 89.5 kilograms. I aim for 73 kilograms. From experience, I know I will not probably be able to go below that 73. 73 is of course still a bit too much, but to be honest, I'll be really happy if I'll reach that next year's. I'll be actually really proud of myself. For all math people and the keyboard warriors, we will talk about body shaming, good look culture and pressure in future. So don't think everything what is in this episode is all what I have to say. There's much more, so I'm not worrying even for a second that I will reach a stage when I will have nothing else to say or show. Just be patient. I wish myself luck, and wish luck also to all who want to do a change, to make a change. Take care, guys, and see you in the next video.